Every generation thinks they have the best movies, music, TV shows, and books. And as a member of Gen Z, let me just say that we definitely do. Let's start out with TV, and more specifically, cartoons. The hyper-ironic, random humor Gen Z is known for really just stems from the cartoons we grew up watching. I mean, the most popular cartoon of our childhood followed an anthropomorphic bird and raccoon working at a park with a green man, a ghost, an immortal yeti, with a gumball machine as a boss. It doesn't really get more random than that. Regular Show really had a massive influence on Gen Z's humor. I mean, the amount of times me and my friends have said, "Oh," after something epic happens, it's gotta be in the hundreds. And we didn't just have Regular Show. I mean, Phineas and Ferb is probably my favorite show of all time, up there with The Sopranos. While the animation and premise of the show makes it appear like it's meant for little kids, the writing and humor is so clever and witty that I enjoy the show more now at 20 years old than I did when I was a little kid. Other shows like Gravity Falls, The Amazing World of Gumball, and Adventure Time also helped mold the absurd and spontaneous identity, humor, and culture of our generation. Now let's talk about music. Man, from 2014 to 2019, the amount of amazing music that was released is astounding. Gen Z is obsessed with 2016, and I think a main reason for that is because so many great albums were released that year. Blonde, Starboy, Anti, Lemonade, Coloring Book, Black Star, The Life of Pablo, Untitled Unmastered, Views, Awaken My Love. I mean, 2016 Uzi has basically become a mythical figure because of his consistency and output during that year. And I'm not saying these are necessarily Gen Z albums, but usually the music that's the most important to you is the music that was released during your formative years, and I just gotta say, we low-key win. Like, yeah, I'll admit we didn't have Michael Jackson or Biggie or Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, but bro, do you know who we got? My man Fetty Wap. Listen, I'm not even being ironic. Fetty Wap at his peak had the entire world in the palm of his hand. Bro, I know you remember 1738 and I got this sewed up. And he had other hits like My Way, RGF Island, and again, Fetty Wap was really the king of writing hooks. I don't want to sound like too much of an old head, but modern pop music to me sounds like it's lacking creativity. Everyone kind of sounds the same and is trying to hop on trends, and when someone new does come with an original sound, it's shocking. I miss the days when upcoming artists like Travis Scott, Tyler the Creator, and Frank Ocean were experimenting and pushing boundaries of their genres. And while these guys are still at the top of their game, the new artists to take their place just don't do it for me. I still remember I was in 8th grade when Igor dropped, and I was blown away. It was equal parts soul, pop, and hip-hop. There was a complete narrative through the entire album. The music videos were beautiful. It was creativity at its peak. The greatest thing about this era of music was that there was something for everyone. There were plenty of pop radio hits, hip-hop was going through its second prime, new wave R&B was on the rise, and artists were starting to mature and find their own sound. I couldn't be happier with the music Gen Z grew up with, and the same goes for video games. If there's one video game that would define our generation, it's obviously Minecraft. I really don't know what to say about Minecraft that hasn't already been said. I still fondly remember the days of hopping in worlds with my friends and building roller coasters, mansions, and having full-scale battles. It was the perfect escape, simple yet dense with content, complete freedom. The same goes for Minecraft's equally popular but wilder little brother, Roblox. There was really something for everyone in Roblox. Sports games, fashion games, tycoon games, mystery games. There was so much content and room for creativity and fun for a young mind. And I think we can all agree that sports games peaked during our childhood. 2K16 is probably my most played game of all time. It really is the perfect basketball game, and bro, how can we forget those old FIFA soundtracks? I need to know now. Unfortunately, these days, sports games have been watered down to over-monetized, recycled slop held hostage by corporate overlords. But I still remember the days of try-harding on my park and having intense battles with my brother on Madden. We even witnessed mobile games like Clash of Clans and Clash Royale take over the zeitgeist of our generation. And of course, who can forget Flappy Bird? When it comes to Gen Z, I feel like I have to talk about books, and really one specific book series, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I don't think there's ever been or ever will be another book series like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Much like the cartoons we grew up watching, this book series had a profound impact on the culture and humor of Gen Z. While most children's books try to teach good values like honesty and hard work, Jeff Kinney throws all of that out of the window. Greg Heffley is cynical, self-serving, opportunistic, lies, cheats, and always tries to find a shortcut. Basically, Greg Heffley is the most honest children's book character we've ever seen. I think because Gen Z has always been hyper-aware, we reject overly righteous characters because we know they don't exist in real life. The people around us operate like Greg, and in many ways, so do we. He was a hilariously flawed character that rarely learned his lesson, and we couldn't get enough. Much like the cartoons we grew up watching, Jeff Kinney gave us the respect of not talking down to us. The magic of those first 6 books will forever hold a special place in my heart. And clearly I'm not the only one, with Diary of the Wimpy Kid still being relevant in meme culture till this day. There's an entire subculture of Diary of the Wimpy Kid fanfictions that range from extremely hilarious to downright depressing. And from time to time I still read through this book series because it has a distinct comfort and charm that I can't find anywhere else. If we're gonna talk about Gen Z media, then it's only right that we talk about Gen Z social media. While short-form apps like Vine and TikTok have been huge during our childhood, culturally nothing really comes close to YouTube. I'm genuinely glad I got to witness the old days of YouTube. The days of FNAF Let's Plays, OG phase, back when H3H3 was making hilarious commentary videos, Casey Neistat's daily vlog, the rise of animation channels. There was so much diverse content. But of all the great channels we grew up with, for me, one of them stands above the rest as the greatest YouTuber of all time. A man who defined the humor for a generation of children.
Yo, what's up? My name is Ardizzle for shizzle my nizzle off the hizzle.
Ryan Higa. It's really hard for me to put into words how much Ryan Higa's videos mean to me. He was literally the first YouTuber I ever watched. For the longest time I thought YouTube was just a place for music videos until one day my friend showed me Rustin Heber. It was an eye-opening moment. He was edgy but also genuinely funny and made clever social commentary. I still distinctly remember the days in middle school of watching Dear Ryans on the bus ride home. He was truly one of the first personal brands on YouTube, and I think we all need to thank him for paving the way. So Ryan, I think there's only one thing left to say. And follow me on Instagram. I'm posting there once we hit 40,000 subscribers.